Mortal Online, a lot of people had been telling me to play Mortal Online. That stopped as soon as Mortal Online came out. And if you don't believe me, yeah. I got the box. I did play it. The Mortal Online, it started, I mean, took days to get it running on my computer. It crashed reliably every 20 minutes, and there were bugs in it. The interface was so terrible, it was like they never made an interface ever. I can't even explain how bad that was. You'd have to play it to really understand. And I don't know what's up with not giving instructions anymore. Like, you know how in the olden days they actually give you a book, instruction how to play the game, even if it was like minor. Now they don't even bother. They might put a README file on the CD or some shit like that, maybe, if you're lucky. Other than that, you just have to like search online to figure out how to do some crap and stuff like that. But I'm not going to complain about all the stuff on Mortal Online. I'll let you, if you really want to know, you play the game and try and have more fun than I did. We'll just let that one die or try and resurrect itself slowly from the depths of hell. I'm going to talk about skill-based systems and why I think they have it all wrong. Let me just start. I'll use Mortal Online for example. Start off, I took my sword and I went outside the main starting fort or whatever the hell it was, and I was like, and I saw a rabbit, so I tried to kill it. And I swung and I missed, and I swung and I missed, and swung and I missed. Swung, I hit it, but it still lived. It took 5 hits with a sword for me to kill the rabbit. Because, you know, I just started off. Why do we have to start at, like, super awesome, weak, like, lemming level of skill? It's not really the purpose of having the skill, to start off as low as possible and then have an amazing grind of using the weapon before you can get good enough to even kill a baby deer with it. Was that a fawn? Yeah. It's not the purpose. The purpose of a skill system was not to have to grind more than a leveling system. It was to get away from the grind of leveling systems. You start off with the ability to kill things like normal people, like normal heroic warriors of what you're supposed to be betraying or whatever. But no, you start off barely able to kill a rabbit. I should be able to drop the sword on the rabbit and kill it. And what the hell is with all these games? Side note, what's with all these games where you have to fight rabbits? In some games like Final Fantasy, rabbits are like super powerful in some cases. Even at top level. Side note, I really hate having to fight rabbits. I'm just saying, I don't like that. But it should not be that way with the skilling system. It should not. That's not the point. The point of the skilling system is as you went on your journey and killed things, you know, lots of things, lots of cool things, you would get more proficiencies with your weapon. You would be able to use larger weapons or more skilled weapons, or be able to do slightly more damage with your weapon because you can use it better, more sharply and stuff like that. And you could swing it faster or whatever. It was not, you know, that you were so bad at it to start with that you couldn't even hit a rabbit that was for some reason attacking your toe. It's like that's literally what happened in Mortal Online, by the way. And then, you know, maybe after like a half hour of killing rabbits, you could work up to a deer, and man, did you feel like a warrior then. is not the point of it. It's and the skill-based system on top of that was to another thing. It was to avoid the level unfairness, quote unquote unfairness, of many other games of MMORPGs, of where just because someone was a few levels higher, 5 or whatever, depending on the game, you stood zero chance of even damaging them. In some cases, even like making contact and pretending to damage them. And this seemed really stupid, and they tried to do this on a lot of MMORPGs that failed and disappeared into the night. But the idea is that just because someone was higher level than you didn't mean that you shouldn't be able to kill them, or that they would have, 10 times more hit points than you, or twice more hit points than you, stuff like that, even though you were the same size and the same race, and and yet somehow they had a lot more hit points than you and a crap load more strength and stuff like that. And the idea of the skill system was more everybody could still hit each other, and it was entirely based on your skill with the weapon, or with the shield, or with the ability to dodge and duck, with how often you've used that as a player, and you're able to use it more efficiently and with more added bonuses or whatever than a person who had just started. But that didn't guarantee that you would beat someone that, just played the game. Like someone that was highly skilled could still be taken out by, say, like lower skilled, like a group of lower skilled people. Where in other games that wouldn't be possible. A group of level 10s could still stand no chance against one level 20 or something like that in a lot of games. Whereas in a skill system, it would be possible. It just, you would actually need that many more people or whatever to do it, because they would deal more damage or be able to block better or use special skill sets that you couldn't yet because you weren't yet skilled enough with that armor or weapon or whatever the game happens to have. There's a lot. And that was the purpose, the true purpose of a skill system in the beginning. At least that's what I thought of what the skill system was supposed to be. And nobody I found really any more mainstream games or foreign European games or that say they have skill systems, and technically they do, have implemented it in that way. They implement skill as just a different form of leveling, and that's not what it's supposed to do. It's supposed to replace leveling in a completely different way. It's not supposed to resemble another grinding crap. It's supposed to get rid of the grinding, the huge grinding crap, and make it so that as you're skilling up or getting better proficiencies or skills with your weapons, that and having that fun, you're also getting, you're in the action and you're doing stuff, and you feel good right from the beginning that you're able to damage anything. It's just that you don't have as many things in your arsenal or as many spells as someone who's played it more than you, It's kind of like, unfortunately, Call of Duty, for example, where a higher level would just have more access to different guns and different weapons or different attachments to their weapons, and then it would give them an advantage, somewhat of an advantage, but it wouldn't mean that it was impossible for someone who just joined the game not to kill those people who have the high levels in Call of Duty. And Call of Duty is slightly different because you really do need to be able to kill any other person regardless of level, otherwise it's really messed up. But I'm just using that as an example because it's the only thing I can think of at the moment that's even close. But I don't know. Maybe you guys thought of skill system as whatever the hell this is, and that I'm the only one who thought of the skill system in a different way. I don't know, but to me, that was the purpose. And if they implemented it in, I think if a game implemented it in the way I'm thinking of, it would work out a lot better than how more pegs with skill systems instead of level systems have been going. I don't know. That's all.